right here. Hello. Welcome to the big harbor. This is Hollis. Hollis the hamster. He belongs to my nephew, but I'm taking care of Hollis for a few days. Look what I got, Hollis. This wonderful little wheel for him to spin on. Come on, Hollis. Get on the wheel and start spinning. There's nothing like the sight of a hamster in full spin. Come on, Hollis. Come on, spin. Spin like the wind. Come on. Hollis. Everyone is waiting to watch you spin on the wheel. Hollis. It won't. That reminds me of Seabright. Who's Seabright? Well, Seabright was a ship that visited us here in the big harbor not long ago. And there was something that he really didn't want to do. One fine morning, a small cargo ship was coming into the big harbor. Small ships sometimes came in all by themselves and didn't need a tugboat's help.
Ah, there he is now. Right on time, said the dispatcher, spotting the ship.
See, even if ships didn't use a tugboat,
The dispatcher liked to keep an eye on everything in the harbor.
He's stopping, said the dispatcher, surprised.
Uh-huh, said Donald Duck.
Sure enough, the ship just stopped, right in the middle of the harbor.
Now why isn't he going to his dock? Said the dispatcher. Do you think there's something the matter?
Uh-huh, said Donald. Of course, uh-huh is all Donald ever says. The dispatcher looked around. Theodore was moving the Brunswick barge.
Theodore, he called.
Yes, sir, said Theodore.
Please go and see why that ship has stopped.
I'll be right back, Theodore told Brunswick. Has something terrible happened? Said Brunswick in his cheery kind of voice. No, said Theodore. But it might, called Brunswick. You never know. You see, Brunswick was always hoping for thrills and chills. But at that moment, nothing was happening.
What are you waiting for?
Benjamin called down.
He's starting again, said the dispatcher. But he's going the wrong way.
Sure enough, the ship was starting to back up out of the harbor. Hello, called Theodore as he approached the ship. I'm Theodore. What's your name?
Seabright, Seabright,
replied the ship, coming to a stop. Are you lost? Theodore went on.
I'm looking for the crane dock. The crane dock?
Replied Seabright uncertainly. Oh, just go right under the bridge and you're there, smiled Theodore.
Under the bridge, under the bridge,
repeated Seabright. He stared up at Benjamin Bridge for a long, long moment. Are you okay? Said Theodore. The propeller tangled, bilge water backed up? No, answered Seabright. Oh, good, smiled Theodore. Well, if you need any help, just whistle.
He's starting again,
said the dispatcher. And sure enough, Seabright was heading into the harbor once more.
Well, he stopped,
said the dispatcher. Now Seabright was floating frozen in front of Benjamin Bridge, and he was blocking the ferry twins.
Theodore,
called the dispatcher.
why is that ship stopped again? Propeller tangled? Bilge water backed up?
I don't think so, replied Theodore.
Oh, no, this won't do, continued the dispatcher. It's a very busy day today. Isn't that right, Donald?
Uh-huh, said Donald. Theodore set off once more to talk to Seabright.
Trouble?
Called Brunswick brightly. No, frowned Theodore.
Just asking,
called Brunswick. Hello again, Theodore said to Seabright. How come you stopped? Seabright didn't say anything this time. Would you like me to tow you to the crane dock? Offered Theodore. It's just past the bridge.
No,
shouted Seabright. Why not? Said Theodore, surprised. I'm scared, replied Seabright. There's nothing to be scared of in this harbor, smiled Theodore. Just then, a loud whistle blast nearly made Theodore burst a bumper. Seabright looked around and
saw a tugboat with a big red hat blasting his whistle and racing towards him with a very serious look on his face. Seabright began backing up right out of the harbor again. "Seabright," shouted Theodore, that's only Fodak. He's our safety tug."
"What seems to be the trouble here?" Fodak called to Seabright. "Trouble," smiled Brunswick. "I knew it."
"Brunswick."
"You're blocking the harbor," continued Fodak. "It's a safety hazard. Now please move along." "Yes, you're backing things up," blared Benjamin.
I can't," said Seabright slowly.
"Can't?" repeated Fodak. "Oh, why not? What? Propeller tangled? Bilge water backed up?"
"I've never been under a bridge before," explained Seabright. "I'm scared. I'm scared I'll get stuck."
"There's no scientific reason to be scared of anything in this harbor," declared Fodak. Just then, a loud whistle blast nearly made Fodak flip his fire hose.
"What's going on?" It was Hank. "Seabright is scared he'll get stuck under Benjamin," Theodore told him.
"It never happens," declared Fodak.
Benjamin cleared his throat.
"What about the time that ocean liner got stuck under me?"
Benjamin blared down.
"Well, almost never."
"Oh, it could happen to anyone," added Brunswick cheerily. "Brunswick?" "But that was a much bigger ship," Theodore told Seabright. "You won't get stuck. You can trust us." "Almost," added Hank. "Hank!" Well, that was all Seabright needed to hear. He turned off his engine and began to lower his anchor. He wasn't going to move, and it looked like nothing anybody said or did could make him. Now, at that moment, over at the crane dock, George and Emily were waiting for Clayton, the giant harbor crane, to finish loading containers on a big ship they were going to take out of the harbor.
"All loaded,"
called Clayton.
"Good work, Clayton,"
smiled George. He knew it was a very busy day in the harbor and everything had to be done on time. The two mighty tugs began to move the great container ship away from the dock towards the bridge. Just then, they heard a warning whistle. Sure enough, Fodak was floating towards them with a very serious look on his face.
"The bridge is blocked,"
he shouted.
"Stand by." "Stand by?"
repeated George.
"We can't wait. We'll be late." "Well, a ship won't go under the bridge," explained Fodak.
"We'll see about this," said George, and off he roared. Everyone was still watching Seabright and waiting for him to move. "There's really nothing to be scared of," said Hank. Just then, another loud honk made Hank's smokestack shake.
"Is that the ship that won't go under the bridge?"
It was George, and it looked like he meant business. I'm scared. I'm scared I'll get stuck," explained Seabright.
"Oh, you won't get stuck," said George. "I'll push you."
George began to float up to Seabright to give him a push. "But I don't want to go," said Seabright. Everyone began honking and talking and squawking at once to say, "Come on, Seabright, it's okay, listen to us."
"He's starting again,"
said the dispatcher.
"Backwards."
Sure enough, Seabright was backing away from George, out of the harbor. Well, Theodore felt sorry for Seabright. He didn't want him to leave. And he didn't want George to push him under that bridge either, if he didn't want to go.
"Oh, big bump coming up."
Brunswick bubbled.
"Oh, this'll be bad."
Everyone was honking and talking and squawking so much at Seabright, they didn't see he was backing right into Brunswick. But Theodore saw, and he also saw it was time to do something. "Stop!" he called to George, and he raced as fast as he could between the big tug and Seabright.
"Theodore," shouted George, "please get out of the way."
Everyone began honking and talking and squawking at once to say, "Come on, Theodore, it's okay, listen to us." Theodore looked around at everyone honking and talking and squawking, and suddenly he knew just how Seabright felt. It was exactly how he felt. "No, Theodore said out loud. No, I don't want to get out of the way. And you don't have to go under the bridge if you don't want to, he told Seabright. I don't, said Seabright. No, you don't, repeated Theodore. Seabright slowed to a stop. Theodore floated up to Seabright until he was very close. I know how you feel, he began in a gentle voice. Everyone wants you to do something that you don't want to do. I really don't want to go under that bridge, agreed Seabright. Well, you can just take your time, said Theodore. And when you're ready, you can try again. Well, what if I'm never ready, said Seabright. Theodore looked thoughtful for a moment. Then you'll just go home to your harbor. But you'll never know what it's like to go under a bridge. But I do have a cargo to unload, said Seabright. And I have a barge to dock, said Theodore. Well, Seabright floated there for the longest time. And then he started his engine. Everyone held their breath, even George. Wow, look at that, said George. He's doing it, said Theodore. He's doing it. Is he coming to bump me? Said Brunswick. No, smiled Theodore. Seabright is going under the bridge, all by himself. As soon as Brunswick was safely tied to his dock, Theodore went to visit Seabright. Theodore, called Seabright with a big smile on his voice. Oh, that was fun. Can I go under the bridge again? Sure you can, Theodore smiled back. As soon as you unload your cargo. There was a deep rumble, and Clayton, the giant harbor crane, began to roll on his track towards Seabright. What's that? What's that scary thing? Seabright stuttered, backing away from Clayton. Oh, no, said Theodore quietly. I think this might take a little time, thought Theodore.
It did take a little while for Seabright to get used to that crane, but he's not scared of anything in the big harbor anymore. Wow, look at that! Hollis is spinning. Well, I guess he wasn't ready before. Oh, look at him go. What a hamster. Thanks for visiting us here in the big harbor. We'll see you all again next time. Yeah, I gotta get some work done now. I wonder if he's gonna spin like that all day. That wheel is quite noisy, actually. Oh, Hollis, would you take a little break? He's not ready.
There's another story.